Hello to everybody and welcome to the 36th annual Paducah Quilt Week. I know this is not the face that you guys are used to seeing, obviously. For those of you who do not know me, I am the new president and CEO of AQS. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to try not to get too emotional. Obviously, this is a big time moment for me and my family. But without, all this could not be possible, first and foremost, without my grandparents, Bill and Meredith Schrader. Meredith is back there. Stand up, Meredith. Stand up, stand up. Whenever they started this company, obviously, they had the quilts first and foremost. And that's my #1 priority, is to continue to do that. Obviously, none of this would be possible without these sponsors behind me. Make sure you guys support them, because without them, we could not do what we do and put these fabulous quilts on display for all you guys to see them this week. Another thing that I want to talk about just a little bit, and I'll get off the stage because I know you guys didn't come to see me talk for 20 minutes. But the city of Paducah, this really means a lot to our community. I was born and raised in Paducah, Kentucky, and this week really helps our community. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Susan Cleveland, and she's going to announce all the winners. And thank you so much for your support and for coming out.
I have a stack of very important papers in my hand. And I think you will all really be interested in what's on here. But thank you, Bill. Thank your entire family, the Schrader family. I mean, have done so much for our quilting community, and we are forever grateful. I want to share just a little story, then we're going to get to the really good stuff. It was the mid-90s when I started quilting, and I jumped into the, my picture. And I jumped into it, I jumped right into the deep end. I mean, I was just bam like that. I was a quilter. And I subscribed to the then all-paper magazines. And every now and then I would read about this quilt show in Paducah, Kentucky. I'd never heard of Paducah, Kentucky. And I did not know anything about quilt shows. I was not a member of a local guild or any of that. Well, it just so happened that we had scheduled a family vacation to the Nashville area. And the kids were just 4 and 5 years old. And at that time, Opryland was an amusement park, and we thought we'd test them out for preparations for a bigger amusement park, right? And I looked at my American Quilter Society magazine, and I realized, oh my goodness, that little Paducah, Kentucky is having this little quilt show at the same time. And I told my husband, I said, you know, it would be so fabulous if you would just drive me over there, and how about you take the children to play miniature golf? And I will take a look at these little quilts, all right? And so he played along. He's a good man and a smart man. So he dropped me off, and he took the kids off to play mini golf. And I walked through those doors, and I thought I had found heaven on earth. I had to walk through those quilts very, very quickly. I'm sure my jaw was down to my knees. I found the white glove people, and I asked them, could I see the back? And I asked them, what am I looking at here, and what is that there, and why do you suppose this one won? And I mean, I was absolutely beside myself. Well, while I was at one of the quilts admiring it, the quilt maker came up, and I was meeting a celebrity. And the quilt maker explained the thought process and the design process behind this quilt, and talked about it, and I was hanging on every word, and I could not get enough. Well, it just turns out that that quilt maker and I are really good buddies now. And just so you know, his name is Ricky. And hopefully you have tickets to his concert on Friday night. You don't want to miss that event. That'll be a good one. And so many wonderful things have happened as a result of Paducah. For me, I ended up getting a quilt the very next year, juried into the show. I went home and I said, oops, that needs more quilting. And I got it juried in the very next year. And then eventually I started teaching here in Paducah. And I had the very recent extreme pleasure of judging this show and now emceeing this. I'm bringing up my little story because I hope that that sparks memories of yours from your time in Paducah, all the people you've met, the outstanding artwork that you've seen here, both traditional and innovative. Maybe you found your most favorite fabric bundle of all here. Maybe you took a great class or watched a fabulous demo, visited the museum. All these things and the wonderful, wonderful people that we get connected with within our quilting community. If you're watching online and you have not been to Paducah, you might want to put that at the very top of your bucket list because we are having a good time here and you don't want to be missing out on that. So, welcome to the 36th annual AQS QuiltWeek Award presentation. And we welcome those of you who are watching at home on the live webcast on the AQS YouTube channel, Quilt TV. And all of us will be able to watch that broadcast on Quilt TV also. Before recognizing the winners in this year's Paducah Quilt Week contest, we'd like to introduce the winners of awards in contests conducted by the National Quilt Museum. The School Box Challenge 2022, sponsored by Moda Fabrics. Presenting the award for Moda Fabrics, Matt Collinsworth. This contest is open to students in grades K through 12, and the grand prize winner is Mandala Maze, made by Abby Hutchinson. This block was entered in the 5th through 8th grade level. Congratulations. The National Quilt Museum New Quilts from an Old Favorite Contest 2022 theme is Shakespeare, sponsored by Janome America and Moda Fabrics. Representing the sponsors and the National Quilt Museum, Matt Collinsworth. Third place award goes to the quilt Sonnet 30 by Roxy Kringle of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Second place award is Come You Spirits by Rachel Burke of Bloomington, Indiana. And with us tonight is the first place award, 12th Night Vision by Laura Pomes of Frankfort, Illinois. Those are wonderful pieces. Congratulations to all the winners in the National Quilt Museum's contests. It's with great pride that we now announce winners of the 36th AQS Quilt Contest. To begin, we need to acknowledge the sponsors of this year's AQS Quilt Contest. The sponsors listed in your program make the $126,000 cash awards possible. Will the representatives of our sponsoring companies please stand Thank you so much to all that you've done to help make our contest even more important and recognized, and we appreciate you very, very much. We'd first like to recognize all winners of the Honorable Mention Awards. When your name is called, please stand and remain standing so we can celebrate all Honorable Mention Awards with a round of applause. The 2022 Honorable Mention Awards have been given to Color to Lift the Spirit by Mary Catherine Taft Alfhouse of Whitewater, Wisconsin. Another winner, The Year of the Masks, Rhonda Montgomery and Charlene Nelson of Orem, Utah. Another winner, Brenda's Halo, Brenda Miller, Athens, Alabama. In Respect for Craftsmen, Masako Sanada, Chiba, Japan. Triple Treat, Karen Bowe, Marilyn Lindstrom Larson, and Barb Simmons of Langdon, North Dakota. Naturalist Notebook, Sandra Leichner, Albany, Oregon. Catch It, Yuri, Hiroko Miyama, and Masanobu Miyama of Nagano, Japan. Jujubes and Jelly Beans, Susan Mogan, Mobile, Alabama. One in Every Four, Carolina Oneto of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Being and Time by Natalia Lashko of the Ukraine. Tree Town by Karen Eckmeyer of Kent, Connecticut. Red Bird by Karen K. Buckley and Judy Madsen of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Quid Pro Quo, Peter Hayward of Spain. And Transition, Barbara Oliver Hartman from Flower Mound, Texas. Day into Night by Deb Deaton of Surprise, Arizona. Happy Easter by Akai Sakai of Japan. Woodland Meadow by Maria Zevria of Santa Barbara, California. Congratulations to all our honorable mention winners. Ann Hamill, executive editor of American Quilter magazine, will present the awards this evening. If you are present and your name is called as a winner, please come to the stage to receive your award. If you'll enter the stage up on this side and then exit over there, that would be a fabulous way to do it. We don't have any arrows on the floor, and we've become so accustomed to arrows on the floor, haven't we? Judges Recognition Awards are sponsored by Quilt Path by AQS. My judges recognition is called Winter Sunshine by Joanne Love of Yukon, Canada. Now, I love quilts that have a lot of a variety of techniques in them, and I particularly love when they're done on a small scale. This piece has those variety of techniques. It has piping, it has some big stitch accent stitching, it has intricate piecing. I love the happy colors and the high contrast fabrics in this quilt. It really made me smile, and I was drawn to it the second that I saw it. So congratulations to Joanne on that one. The quilt recognized by Judge Sue Nichols is called Away, and it's by Karen K. Stone of Dallas, Texas. Sue stated, "This exquisite sampler quilt spoke to me. The subtle and subdued colors enhanced by the variety of red elements is striking. The sashing is varied and interesting, which adds to the charm and sophistication. The machine quilting enhances each area perfectly and is so well done. My favorite area on this quilt are the daisies, bug, Really, I love every part of this fabulous quilt. Well done, and congratulations. The quilt recognized by Judge Vicki Timms is Who's On First? Vaughn St. Portland, Oregon, by Judy Phelps of Battleground, Washington. Ricky comments, when keeping in mind that I must pick a judge's choice, I'm always looking for a quilt that pulls at my heartstrings and pushes my emotional buttons. This quilt did just that. This merry band of ragtaggle kids are not about to let an old fence keep them away from the action. They might not have a nickel for admission, but they have found a way to peek into a world full of dreams where their heroes create history. I can hear their conversation. Who's on first? The intensity and impact of this quilt took me back in time when life was much more simple and little moments made big memories. I may find other quilts that exhibit intricate piecing, fastidious embroidery, or elaborate quilting, but there is always room to acknowledge the power of an emotional message. This quilt message hit me like no other. Congratulations to the Judge's Choice winners. The Miniature Quilts category is sponsored by Quilters Select by Alex Anderson and R&K Distributing. The third place award, Flower Calendar, by Atsuko Numata of Tokyo, Japan. Bright colored cloths were used to make each block like flowers. About 400 yo-yos were used to show flower buds. The techniques include applique, beading, embroidery, piecing, and quilting. The second place award is Bath Balloon Fiesta by Miyuki Humphreys of Tokyo, Japan. In the town of Bath, England, hot air balloons can be taken from a square in front of the Royal Crescent. From the skies, you can look down and see a crescent-shaped building. Techniques include applique, fabric painting, and quilting. The first place award, Emerald Labyrinth by Kumiko Friedel of Houston, Texas. Recalling an intricate, elegant garden, natural color was added, as well as ornamentation inspired by butterflies and plants. A rectangular frame was used alongside a design to show rippled, reflective pools quilted on a stationary machine. You won't believe how tiny this quilt is. It is absolutely incredible. Congratulations. Congratulations to all winners in the miniature quilt category. Small wall quilt's first entry in an AQS Paducah contest category sponsored by the Applique Society. Third place award, Iris Rhapsody by Jane Carhu Powers of Shawnee, Oklahoma. This quilt was inspired by irises that were grown over the years. Applique, machine and raw edge, and quilting were used. Are you Jane? Awesome! I'm glad you're here. Come on up. Right over here would be great. It's a beautiful piece. Congratulations. Congratulations. Perfectly. Perfect. The second place award goes to Ultraviolet Radial by Audrey Essere of Louisville, Kentucky. I don't say that quite like a Southerner, do I? I'll have to work on that. The same dyes that are seen on the quilt's front were used to ice dye the back of the quilt as well. This quilt is the 13th in a series and uses fabric dyed by the artist, quilted on a movable machine. The first place award, I walked toward him like a moon princess, Natalia Lashko of the Ukraine. This quilt was inspired by a Ukrainian folk song of the same name. The song reminded the quilter of a folk ballad telling the story of an unhappy love a girl has for a violinist, hand quilting using applique-piecing, embroidery, and quilting. Congratulations to all the winners of the first entry in an AQS QuiltWeek contest, Small Wall Quilts category. Small Wall Quilts, Pictorial category, sponsored by FOF. Third place award, Guanaco by Carol Breyer Fowler Gentry of Port Townsend, Washington. I think there is this correct? It's correct. Okay, that surprises me. Okay. Fowler Gentry visited southern Chile in early 2020, and the Guanacos let her walk among them. Inspired by this experience and the photos she took, she made this quilt. Techniques: applique, digital fabric painting, and quilting. Congratulations, Carol. Is Carol here? Second place award, Eat Your Veggies, by Pauline Salzman of Gulfport, Florida. Say hello to Pearl. She enjoys gardening, but pulling carrots is one of her favorites. Techniques: applique, fused, and machine. First place award, Stargazer Splendor, by Andrea Brokenshire of Round Rock, Texas. Stargazer lilies are a hit amongst her family. She took up the challenge of creating the texture and colors of the anthers filled with pollen, quilted on a stationary machine using applique, confetti, fabric painting, quilting, and thread painting. Congratulations to all the winners of the Small Wall Quilts Pictorial category. Small Wall Quilts Quilter's Choice, sponsored by Genome America, Longarm. Third place award, Ganesha, by Melissa Sobotka of Richardson, Texas. Not far from the Taj Mahal, there was a storage room filled with antiquities, and she found a dusty wood carving of the Hindu god Ganesha. This quilt was made in an effort to bring back its original vibrance by way of fabric, quilted on a movable machine. Second place award, Pure Velvet, by Amy Pabst of Leroy, West Virginia. Each block of this design contains 49 pieces, making a total of 21,609 pieces. Not only does it have an astonishing amount of pieces, but it's also a part of the artist's micro-piecing series. Piecing and machine quilted are the techniques. I believe one judge, who shall remain nameless, commented that we hoped that the maker of this piece had a pill for what was going on. It's absolutely incredible. Wait till you see this.
16th of an inch or something.
16th of an inch finished little pieces in there. It's unbelievable. You'll need an Advil just looking at it. First place award, Midnight Flight, by Joanne Bath of Bonanza, Oregon. In the background of this quilt, old buildings, melting snow, and even a running rabbit can be found. The artist made use of thread painting over fabric, wool rovings, and used painted feathers to create the owl. It's machine quilted. Congratulations to all the winners of the Small Wall Quilts Quilter's Choice Category. I know about now some entrants in some of the categories are just on pins and needles and wondering when we're going to get to their categories. I am not dilly-dallying. I am speaking fast. I'm trying to get I feel your pain. Small Wall Quilts Movable Machine Quilted category sponsored by Pro Stitcher. The third place award goes to the quilt Crystal Radiance by Dawn Seiden and Joyce Graff of Somers, Montana. This quilt was made from the 2018 Hoffman Challenge collection. The fabric jewels are outlined in metallic threads and Swarovski crystals were added. Quilted on a movable machine. Second place award, Urban Living by Claudia Schija of North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Sometimes the artist will walk a town's streets and imagine what people's lives are like with all their sorrows, joy, tears, and laughter. It's quilted on a movable machine. And first place, Azul Medallions by Heidi Profetti of Bridgewater, Massachusetts. The artist was inspired by her interest in a variety of ancient and modern tile art. Using that inspiration, she created a mosaic tile art quilt with symmetry, balance, detail, and colors. Applique, fused and raw edge, and movable machine quilting. Congratulations to all the winners of the Small Wall Quilts Movable Machine Quilted category. This is so exciting, I can hardly stand it. Small Wall Quilt Stationary Machine Quilted category, sponsored by Koala Studios, presented by Calico Country Sew and Vac. Third place, Ruler Play by Inger C. Blood of Camino, California. This quilt's design was created by using minimal markings that were designed with rulers, quilted on a stationary machine with beading, crystals, inking, and quilting. Second place, Candide's Spirit by Brigitte Villeneuve of Quebec, Canada. Different skills were used for this quilt, but the same spirit is shown. Candide's Spirit. Transparency can be a challenge in quilting, but this quilt is a show of what the artist achieved by using pixelism, quilted on a stationary machine. And first place, Sacred by Karen Caystone of Dallas, Texas. This quilt was inspired by wall art at a local noodle house. The artist included many of her own hand-dyed solids in the making of this quilt, quilted on a stationary machine with applique, dyeing, and quilting. Congratulations to all the winners in the Small Wall Quilts Stationary Machine Quilted category. Small Wall Quilts Hand Quilted category, sponsored by Martelli Enterprises. Third place award, Nirvana Nouveau by Jan Fraser of Victoria, Australia. This quilt is a tribute to the Art Nouveau period. The artist has a love for the designs and shapes and worked on this quilt while hanging out with quilting friends. Hand quilted with applique and hand quilting. Second place award, Flower Basket by Noriko Kido of Nagano, Japan. In this quilt, Kido wanted to harmonize piecing, applique, and hand quilting. She also made the flowers bloom on the quilt. First place award, Booty Boat by Christine Wickert of Penfield, New York. Christine has always been fascinated by provincial art of boutique, and when she discovered a book on the subject, she knew what her next project would be, hand quilted with piecing and trapunto. Congratulations to all the winners of the Small Wall Quilts hand quilted category. You see how fun it is to win? Just like Ed McMahon always says, if you don't enter, you can't win. So if you haven't entered this contest, jump in there. Wall Quilts, Modern Quilts category, sponsored by Statler by Gamble. Third place award, For the Love of Squirkles. Marla Varner of Sequim, Washington. This quilt had to start as a project where Marla would applique one squircle a day for a year. After this, she was able to assemble the blocks with transitions between the colors, hand to quilted. Second place, Mini to Maxi Churn Dash, Abigail Sheridan de Graaf of the United Kingdom. Abigail wanted to know how small she could make a churn dash without having to foundation piece it, and how it would sit when put with larger blocks. The quilt was initially going to be two colors, but the green made its way in as she was piecing, quilted on a movable machine. First place award, Neon Radial by Audrey SRA of Louisville, Kentucky. This quilt is 10th in a series and is made of arcs and black and white wedges. In making the quilt, paper, digital drawings, and hand sketches were used. Techniques include dyeing, matchstick quilting, piecing, machine and paper. Congratulations to all the winners of the Wall Quilts Modern category. Wall Quilts Quilter's Choice category, sponsored by Elna USA. Third place award, Forget Me Not by Mary Bauer of Crestwood, Kentucky. This quilt is a happy one with fabrics that dance with color. The fussy cutting allows for the look of the flower petals, quilted on a stationary machine. Second place award, Promised Season, Sachiko Chiba of Japan. Sachiko made this quilt hoping she would be able to see her American friend again, and she hopes that she'll get to see her friend when the roses are in bloom. Techniques include hand quilting. The first place award, My Big Face, by Cindy Stone of Chandler, Arizona. This self-portrait quilt was inspired by Chuck Close's painting style. Machine quilted with applique, dimensional work, piecing, quilting, and thread painting. Congratulations to all the winners of the Wall Quilts Quilter's Choice category. Wall Quilts Movable Machine category, sponsored by Juki America Incorporated. Third place award, Bricks and Gears by Claudia Feil of Germany. Within Claudia's imagination, old used gears and wheels are piled along a brick wall. This image makes a still life of relics, machine quilted. Second place award, Midnight in Morocco by Marilyn Badger of St. George, Utah. Using an original Claudia Myers design, this quilt evolved as Marilyn quilted and used a variety of techniques. It is machine quilted. First place award, Into the Sunshine. Patricia Heckler and Joyce Height of Franklin, Ohio. This quilt is a traditional album, and it uses P3 Designs American album blocks. Patricia and Joyce machine quilted it with free motion and ruler work. Congratulations to all the winners in the Wall Quilts Movable Machine Quilting category. I'm so excited for them. Wall Quilts Stationary Machine Quilted category, sponsored by Baby Lock USA, presented by Calico Country Sew and Mac. Third place award, You Two Crazy Lovebirds by Janet Stone of Overland Park, Kansas. Janet made this quilt in honor of her 25th wedding anniversary. Since she and her husband have no children, the sheep on this quilt represent Janet, her husband, and their siblings, quilted on a stationary machine. Second place award, Welcome Home by David Taylor of Fort Collins, Colorado. This quilt took 5 years for David to complete. The first attempt of the quilt was destroyed in a fire, making him restart and complete the quilt in 2018, quilted on a stationary machine. Awesome. I know some of you have quilts that aren't finished after 5 years. Maybe this will give you the incentive to get those out and get busy. First place award, Summer Fun by Marina Landi of Brazil. Marina wanted to create a quilt based on a challenging photo, and she found this photo from a young photographer from Ghana. The boy's happiness, the water reflections, and the colors were challenges Marina had to face. The techniques include applique, dyeing, and fabric painting. Congratulations to all the winners of the Wall Quilts Stationary Machine Quilting category. Group Quilts category, sponsored by the Grace Company. Third place award, Flower Power by Marilyn Badger, Susan Recknagel, Sharon Friedman, and Linda Finney of St. George, Utah. This quilter used a Claudia Myers design that changed as the artists added and quilted. It's quilted on a movable machine. Second place award, Timelines by B. Soical of Denver, Colorado. Be social. Thank you for that. I appreciate the assist. This quilt contains 11 life stories 10 of them in fabric and 1 in thread. These stories intersect into one across time and space, showing individual uniqueness, but the love for community, quilted on a movable machine. First place award, Fabulous Welcome, by Brigitte Villeneuve, Diane Cote, and Doris Boivin of Quebec, Canada. Each fall, a cruise ship docks at La Baie Saguenay. With this docking, snow geese migrate to the area. The ship's passengers are welcomed by music, dancing, and the chance to taste local dishes. Quilted on both a stationary and movable machine. Congratulations to all the winners in the group quilts category. Hand quilted quilts category, sponsored by Arrow Sewing. The third place award is Hometown of Kirara, Fishing Village, by Ayako Kawakami of Japan. Ayako made this quilt for her daughter, and Ayako's father used to be a fisherman. When they'd arrive at the village, they'd smell the sea breeze and see the crabs walking on the beach. It's hand quilted. Second place award, Kumiko, by Keiko Morihiro of Japan. Kumiko is a traditional Japanese woodworking technique and lattice work design. Keiko has used this lattice work on her quilt by using several different Kumiko patterns. It's hand quilted. First place award, The Crossing, by Leroy of Knoxville, Tennessee. This quilt was inspired by vintage pomegranate applique quilts. The pomegranate plumes are hand appliqued, hand quilted, and hand embroidered over the quilting. Techniques include applique, bias work, dimensional work, embroidery, piecing, and quilting. Congratulations to all the winners in the hand quilted category. We're getting there. Large quilt's first entry in an AQS Paducah contest, sponsored by Gamble. Third place award, Blessed, by Rhonda Montgomery and Charlene Nelson of Orem, Utah. This quilt depicts a love for the beach and her children at the beach. Part of her life story is told through this quilt. It is quilted on the movable machine. Second place, Gratitude, by Amy Pointer Helton of Corbin, Kentucky. This quilt was an experiment that went right. Amy attended a workshop with Claudia File and decided to build upon what she had learned. Initially debating whether or not to go to the workshop, her attendance ended up being a good investment. Quilted on a movable machine. First place award, 24 Hours, by Yoko Izumi of Japan. The Earth makes a single rotation in a 24-hour period, and Yoko wondered how it rotated. She imagined that gears like a clock were what made it rotate. Hand quilted with applique and embroidery. Congratulations to all the winners of the large quilts first entry in an AQS Paducah contest. Large quilts movable machine quilted category, sponsored by ABM International. The third place award is Aurora, by Marilyn Lindstrom Larson and Barb Simmons of Willow City. Oh, maybe it is Silly. I don't know. I haven't been there. Willow City, North Dakota. This quilt took 5 years to complete. I'm telling you, you got to get out those projects that have been waiting a while. And they had to run out of fabric, and it took them 3 years to find a similar fabric to use. The inspiration for this quilt came from Edita Sitar's Star of Bethlehem pattern, but they added more glow. Quilted on a movable machine. Second place award, Midnight Stars, by Karen K. Buckley and Renee Haddadine of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. This quilt is the 4th that Karen and Renee have done together. Karen loves creating designs and appliquing, while Renee enjoys filling in the quilt with quilting on her long arm. It's quilted on a movable machine. First place, Annika by Mary Olson of Almsville, Oregon. This quilt is a representation of over 2 years of perseverance and challenges. Included in the quilt are applique, trapunto, machine couching, and Swarovski crystals, quilted on a movable machine. Congratulations to all the winners of the Large Quilts Movable Machine Quilted category. Large Quilts Stationary Machine Quilted category, sponsored by Husqvarna Viking. Third place award, Amish Chow Chow, by Nancy Simmons of Duncannon, PA. This quilt, with its tiny blocks, was inspired by the PA Dutch hex designs that are painted in brilliant colors, quilted on a stationary machine. Second place award, Memories from Hotel Fahy, Ruth Ole of Lockport, New York. Ruth dedicated this piece to the memory of a friend, Margaret Fahy. Ruth visited Margaret's home so much that she nicknamed it the Hotel Fahy. Ruth says that Margaret was a fan of all kinds of quilts, but had a special love for blue and white ones, quilted on a stationary machine. That's beautiful. First place award, Joyride, by Simone Stotzner of Sweden. This quilt is an original design from Simone, and she says that life isn't always a joyride, but the making of this quilt was one. It's quilted on a stationary machine. Congratulations to all the winners of the Large Quilts Stationary Machine Quilted category. And now for the special awards. We have a special award in this year's contest, the Nancy Ann Sobel Award of Merit in Hand Quilting. Nancy Ann Sobel, a talented and dedicated quilter, passed away in November of 2017. Nancy won the Ginger Hand Workmanship Award with A Midwinter Night's Dream in 1990, and in 1991 she won Best of Show with Dawn Splendor in the AQS contest. 4 of her quilts are in the collection of the National Quilt Museum here in Paducah. To recognize Nancy's commitment to the art of hand quilting, a memorial fund was set up to support the Nancy Ann Sobel Award of Merit in Hand Quilting. That is awarded annually in her name at AQS QuiltWeek Paducah. The Award of Merit in Hand Quilting goes to Mouse Pad by Jackie Perry of Marion, Virginia. This little mouse was inspired by an adult coloring book. The quilt is completely hand quilted and took 17 months to complete. Techniques include beading, crystals, quilting, ruching, and trapunto. Congratulations to the winner of the Award of Merit in Hand Quilting. The Best Wall Movable Machine Workmanship Award, sponsored by Handy Quilter. Hello, Momo. Hiroko Miyama and Masanobu Miyama of Nagano, Japan. This quilt depicts their granddaughter, Momoko, her first meeting their dog, Ponta. Even though Ponta was interested in her, Momoko didn't notice him and kept laughing. Quilted on a movable machine. Congratulations to the winner of the Handy Quilter Wall Movable Machine Workmanship Award. We're getting down there, aren't we? We got some biggies, some biggies. Best Wall Stationary Machine Workmanship Award, sponsored by Brother International Corporation. And the award goes to Orange Crushed It by Andrea Brokenshire of Round Rock, Texas. Andrea's mother is a begonia whisperer. The perfect amount of sunlight filters down through old-growth Douglas fir in the garden to create these beauties. It's quilted on a stationary machine. Congratulations to the winner of the Brother Wall Stationary Workmanship Award. Best Wall Hand Workmanship Award, sponsored by Coates and Clark. The award goes to Happy Thanksgiving by Aki Sakai of Tokyo, Japan. While appreciating the blessing of nature, Aki made this quilt while thinking about the history of Thanksgiving. It is hand quilted. Congratulations to the winner of the Coates and Clark Wall Hand Workmanship Award. And now for the Purchase Award winners. The Best Miniature Quilt Award is sponsored by Superior Threads. The Superior Threads Best Miniature Quilt Award goes to Assorted Miniatures by Sue Sherman of Ontario, Canada. The challenge within this quilt was stab hand quilting, flipping it over and back again to create neat stitches on the top and bottom, and how small these blocks could be made by hand. This quilt took about 500 hours and was fun. Fun to work on. The techniques include applique, piecing, and quilting. Congratulations to the winner of the Superior Threads Best Miniature Quilt Award. Best Wall Quilt Award, sponsored by AQ Quilt. The AQ Quilt Best Wall Quilt Award goes to Ohio Barn in Early Morning Light by Leanne Heilman of Glendale, Arizona. This quilt was inspired by a shaft of post-dawn sunlight, and this sunlight illuminates even the farthest cow. Quilted on a stationary machine. Congratulations to the winner of the AQ Quilt Best Wall Quilt Award. Best Movable Machine Workmanship Award, sponsored by American Professional Quilting Systems. The APQS Best Movable Machine Workmanship Award goes to Midnight Frolic by Molly Hamilton McNally of California. Molly saw a bird of paradise flower on her first trip to Hawaii. At night, the flower was surrounded by butterflies, and Molly thought it so beautiful that she wanted to share it. The techniques include applique and embroidery. Congratulations to the winner of the APQS Best Movable Machine Workmanship Award. The Best Stationary Machine Workmanship Award is sponsored by Bernina of America. The Bernina of America Best Stationary Machine Workmanship Award goes to Vine Number 2 by Carol Breyer Ballard Gentry of Port Townsend, Washington. This quilt began with a doodle. Carol played with different shapes and arrangements until the doodle ended up looking like a vine. Techniques include applique, dyeing, fabric painting, inking, and quilting. Congratulations to the winner of the Bernina of America Best Stationary Machine Workmanship Award. The American Quilters Society Best Hand Workmanship Award is sponsored by the American Quilters Society. The AQS Best Hand Workmanship Award goes to Summertime by Elsie Campbell of Ponca City, Oklahoma. Making this quilt with bright colors and the blue summer sky helped keep Elsie cheerful during the long winter days. Techniques include applique, beading, embroidery, quilting, and trapunto. Many of you are aware that Elsie's no longer with us, and we thank her husband for keeping the entry and sending it to us so that we can admire this beautiful work. And now we're finished. Maybe there's one more award we could squeak out, do you think? And now the moment we've been waiting for, the Best of Show Award. It's sponsored by Genome America. And the Genome America Best of Show winner for this 36th annual AQS QuiltWeek contest is Crazy for You by Janet Stone of Overland Park, Kansas. The quilt was inspired by crazy quilts and wool applique, but flannels were used instead. Creative applique and quilting techniques led to this two-sided quilt. The back is as amazing as the front. It's quilted on a stationary machine.
My bucket list is done.
Your bucket list is done? Please say it isn't so. Please say it isn't so. Oh. Congratulations to Janet Stone, winner of the Janome America Best of Show Award for 2022. This concludes the awards presentations for this evening. We hope you have enjoyed the stunning quilts recognized in this year's competition and that you'll have time to enjoy them again, along with the hundreds of other fine quilts in the 36th annual AQS QuiltWeek celebration. The entrance, the quilts are amazing, and we judges had a very challenging time. You're going to enjoy seeing all of the quilts that are on display. A special thank you to everyone for making this evening and this year's event so exciting. Good night and enjoy Quilt Week.